But I'm just saying, John Wilkes Booth, he hung back there. He's probably having a couple of shots of rum going, yeah, this is going to be fucking good. And if he hadn't broke his ankle, if he'd have taped his ankles, just that.
Maybe if he hadn't left off the balcony.
Here's the thing.
He shouldn't have done that. That was all drama.
Here's the thing.
Trying to hog the limelight.
That's why a lot of people can't go from theater to action movies. John Wilkes Booth, that's it, He fucking should have taped his ankles, and he should have thought, I'll jump down on that flag banner. He had the speech or whatever, but I'll bet it sucks to be like, I'm going to deliver this punchline and then have it stepped on or, ankle, or you just broke your fucking leg. Don't forget to dip your waitstaff. I got to catch a horse. It was funnier in my head.
I was just saying, Shaylee, with your background, you look incredibly smoothed. You look like someone has been sanding your head with a real fine sandpaper.
You kind of look Andy Dickish.
Your head, it looks like the baby Drowsy doll almost. On the top. It's just perfectly rounded.
He has her forehead.
Well, I slicked my hair back because of the fine hair. I get this artifacting type thing. But I did. How's the audio?
Good.
The audio.
I can hear.
Clipping out because these mics are a piece of shit. I found out why they're now off the market.
Oh yeah. Fuck them. They
Well,
won't hold
The
their
one
beer.
you're using, Andy.
They can't hold their liquor.
It's a ticking time bomb.
I know. Yeah, they can't hold their booze. I don't need it.
Mine's been working fine.
Yeah, the threads wear out though. It's
It's
if
the
I tried
connection into the bottom. I've got mine all taped.
Yeah. If I were to try to tighten it, the whole thing would,
I've duct taped
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. There you go.
That's gonna be an issue, fellas. Not for Chad because he's got a nice one there, but
I was just
Try
on
dumping beer in it. That's what worked for Andy.
Yeah. I was just on a major ledge here, and then I just resolved it with some peaceful wave. Well, anyway, my neighbor started running a weed eater, like a fucking gas-powered weed eater, just 15-20 minutes ago.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then she's
Sunday.
Yeah, on a Sunday,
Motherfucker.
At noon?
Mike,
Son of a bitch.
My roommate's gonna be listening to her Jesus meeting, or no, anti-Jesus meeting, and I can't have this racket. Or Karen, anyway. Sorry, no, horribly. Check 1-1, but yeah, I tweeted this a minute ago, but I was on the freeway and there was nobody on the freeway. I had to go for the second Sunday in a row, pick something up at Home Depot, and not Mexican people. Last week it was a microwave, this week a barbecue. But as I'm coming up the road, there's a big thing that says stay home, local trips only. And I was and then it jogged my memory. It's I still had that acid that Mink left in the drawer. So that's why I was so worried about the weed eater situation. It's all right, it's I'm listening to music, I'm barefoot shooting the crossbow, and everything's fucking happy. The pets are all cool and everything, and then the fucking weed eater starts, and I'm starting to tell the dog she's a cunt. She shouldn't be up here. She's done nothing but ruin my life and everything. And now she's playing with the cat, and it's what a great dog. But
are you tripping right now?
Yeah,
Did you take
I was
it?
about to ask. Did
you jumped over that part
this?
of the story, did you?
Yeah, I'm also
Was it
trying not to
government
say.
ordered?
I've tried. Somebody pointed out that I say a lot too, so I'm
Don't
working
listen
on
to
both.
Don't listen to the haters.
Yeah, don't.
God
yeah,
damn
don't
it! I knew
look at
it.
the
That
comments.
was Fury last night. He said it on the fucking Twitch stream, and I told him, "Now you're gonna fuck it up and make Andy self-conscious," and he stopped telling us these brilliant stories.
Yeah, well,
Fucking asshole.
Well, but I went over there and I stopped the gas. I just waved her down and I said, hey, and it took her a while, like it does, for people to understand what I'm saying. you go from the smooth sounds of a weed eater hitting high grass and everything, but it's like, it's like this is an uncat. It's like this. It's like a '70s bush back here, and all of a sudden you're putting a landing strip on it right when I'm starting to do this thing, and can't happen. It's like I'm not trying to be the marshal around here, but 2 hours of quiet, god damn it, or I'm gonna have a bad trip, and I got a crossbow over here and a dwarf.
So is Andy on acid?
We haven't determined yet.
This is a long way to say yes or no.
I don't know yet either. I mean, I feel like
Your uncle.
I wondered why it was fucking strange.
I feel like that's the
weirder than
possibility.
usual.
And then, yeah. No, I'm not. This is regular me. But it was like, it's like if you, it's like if it said bumps, do some bumps ahead or something. It's like, shit, I got some blow in that drawer or whatever. It's like that's just like,
I don't think the road signs say do some bumps ahead. They might say there is bumps ahead, but I've never seen one that says do some bumps ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It said
beware.
It basically said,
bumps,
trip locally.
Oh, I got you. Trip at home. Yeah.
Trip at home,
Yeah.
Stay
Okay,
home.
I'm following.
Maybe I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I should have written it down, but I was driving.
Well, if there's anything we know about you, Andy, it's safety first. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Well, here's a horrible, because I'm impulsive and I will steer around to get a picture. And the other day I saw an egregious situation where a guy popped out of nowhere and he was in blackface. No shit, walking up the street. I saw this guy, just drove by, caught a glimpse of him, was like, oh, that's the worst blackface. I'm going to get a picture of this dude just to say, what the fuck is going on, man? And then I was like, I went around the block, 2 blocks. I had to go like fucking work my way back. And then I caught up to this guy. And then I see he's a black guy, but he's a burn victim. So I did not take his picture.
Wipe that off, you fucking asshole! He's yelling out.
I was trying to shame him, and then I was like, "Oh man, what's going on here?" It's like, everybody's expecting to see a Karen or something, and it's just like, "Oh man!"
Hey,
it's like,
I know black people love Scarface, but this is ridiculous.
I just felt all bad about 9/11 all over again. Yeah, I think I'm tripping a little.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Good.
my cat is fucking way adorable, though. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Going on.
Hey Andy, who's your guest sitting back there over your other shoulder?
It's G.I. Joe.
That I can't tell from
I
here.
think if you go to the
PSP,
replay, there was a hummingbird that just zipped in here and out of here when you said that too.
No, there wasn't. There
The
wasn't.
hummingbird is our
That's-
scheduled guest for the Patreon.
What's
I think what Shaylee's asking is, why is that Big Jim over there in the closet?
That's not Big
Why
Jim.
is-
That's Suicide Joe.
PTSD Joe.
Yeah, no, he's a little bigger, a lot more foldable. If that was Big Jim, he'd be all.
Oh no.
Ah, jeez. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
We've had 2 fantastic weeks with no problems, and it's because Andy was on the patio.
Yeah,
Now he's
tweeted
out
a
on the
picture
deck.
of it just before we started of where he set up, and I'm like, oh shit, are you in the bad Wi-Fi spot?
Yeah, we might have to move our meeting time to not go up against the
Right?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
And the weed
They seem to have, and the weed whackers.
Also,
Now we
it
have-
might be nice if Andy lets us know if he's going to drop acid so we can know what to expect.
I was gonna say
I
we have his personal assistant who's very ineffective called LSD.
We're
He's
used
not gonna
to
help.
We're used to Andy carrying this thing. Don't fucking put it on us all of a sudden.
And
Just
then-
drop acid,
and-
motherfucker.
And here's the thing too.
Oh,
is
shit.
I saw that sign both ways, and I was like, and then it's like on the way, it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. Left there, and then, but I was gonna have to rent a truck and all that stuff. If I give them my insurance card and like a lot of stuff to go into, it's like, no, I can't. I gotta have a cheese plate and crackers. That's and that's it for tripping. It's like, I mean, as far as the schedule or whatever, it's like I don't need any fucking renting a truck and racing against the clock and bringing the barbecue home. But that guy, Bob, and he was practicing safe distancing with a mask, and he says, I bet we can squeeze her into your car. And it's like, I was thinking, maybe I can do that LSD after all. So thank you, Bob. And,
Right on, dude. Great story.
So the end of the story is what?
No, I think I've got it figured out.
I got a barbecue.
Because I don't speak jive.
That's it.
I don't
the
speak
barbecue,
jive.
The barbecue fit into
Neither do the
back.
turkeys in my neighborhood.
Bob was able to get Andy's new barbecue into the back seat of his car, even though Andy didn't think it was going to fit, and he was able to get it home.
Yeah,
you know how they
say
we're getting good at understanding stories just based on context, aren't we?
You know how, when people go, oh, you just fill out a couple of simple forms. Well, to me, that's like I'm, a normal guy, and then all of a sudden I turn into Rain Man and I start pacing around. I don't have my insurance, whatever it is. It's like, just, give me the truck or whatever, but I don't need a truck. But
Where
it's
did
like
the truck come in?
Well, they have a truck.
He thought it wasn't going to fit in his car. He was going to have to rent a truck.
When Andy froze up earlier, he just continued telling the story, and he thought we got the entire story, I think, Shaylee, is what happened.
No, don't tell him.
Oh, sorry. He still won't understand.
No, I got it. I'm on. That's what I mean. It's like you got to control your environment when you do that. And it's like, I may never get that barbecue out of my car. It seems ridiculous. And, it's like, how did the barbecue get in the belly of a car?
You're going to have to get Bob to come over to your house and get that shit out.
I like the idea of taking your car to a mechanic and having the mechanic go, well, what's wrong with it, sir? There's a barbecue stuck in the back.
It makes a rattling noise when I hit a speed bump, and it smells of hickory.
Yeah.
Something clanging together. I don't know.
Don't open that up. I'm hot boxing a salmon. There you go. See, I'm not tripping.
There you are. There he is.
Oh shit!
But see, if I can stop that gas-powered thing, then I would be like, in danger of, I can't be tripping around here. There's nobody,
Gotcha. Yeah. We're on your side, brother.
What I brought the little dwarf. I thought you were talking about him. Is this guy is making his first appearance here, watching the bow over there. My little man that I just like,
I don't know what. You can't see it.
We can't see what that is.
You didn't see any of that. I don't know what.
It's a dwarf. It's a little. The only thing I stole this from somewhere. It was in front of a store, and I took him because I was like.
What did you call that? A dwarf?
Well, it's a midget. You see the.
I don't know that you got. I don't think
you see the little sausage fingers.
It's like a garden gnome, but it looks like a 2-foot ball.
Basically, a big gym for adults. I can paint. But it's like, during this pandemic or whatever you call it, I was like, my goddamn dwarf out there could use some spray paint, and I could use a buzz. I do a lot of that. I find a spray paint is really something I like breathing in a lot. So I got shit that I got. What I did
now
is
I understand why you think that's a dwarf.
It's not huffing if you're doing project, man.
I got ceramic pots, for flowers, and I busted them because I saw somebody else had them like displayed in their yard, and I busted them, and then I set them around, busted, and I spray paint them. So,
that'll teach them.
There's a yellow broken pot right over there, and a blue one, and I get different colors.
Why do you kick things in if someone else has them?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you break the pots in your own yard because a neighbor has pots in their yard?
Well, I could have taken them. You're right.
That wasn't it.
That little gnome used to be holding the sale sign. I didn't buy him. I didn't even attend the sale. It's more of a, like a snatch and grab or whatever, I don't know what to call it. Has anybody ever abducted a midget? A couple of people carpet bagged a dwarf in Crenshaw.
Do you mean like accidentally? Like they think they're taking a kid and they're like, you fucking moron!
You lied to me.
Well, that's what I think.
Pubic hair.
You can do a back in the day when people weren't social distancing, you could dress up a dwarf in a shiny outfit and put him out in Florida out there in Port St. Lucie in a pair of hot shorts, and he'd get more attention than he wanted, little man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
15
need
minutes into this, and we're already into after hours, Andy. This is going to be an interesting one,
Silver
everybody.
painted midgets.
I'm glad I didn't get, I told, well, here's what I did with the neighbor too, was I told her, it's like, of all the colors I could add to my yard since she put that fence up. It's like, I think we've all come to terms with we don't like deer. Fuck them. They're great on film and they're cute outside of your window and, and all that shit. But fuck that, it's a big price to be paid. Now that I got a crossbow, I'm no longer in position to take that shit. I got to cross that threshold if it comes to it, but I can't imagine $4, kicking around in here when I got clones growing. God damn it, man. I'll try to open the gate, but you got to calm the fuck down.
Dude, you're slowly turning into fucking Bill Murray from Caddyshack. You're going to be out in your fucking backyard hunting fucking animals that are fucking up your golf course.
No, I don't think, but it's nice to have a show of force, And I saw a group of turkeys under my deck. Not under my deck, down the street, but it's like
not under my deck, down the street.
Well, they were
not under my deck, not on my property in any way whatsoever.
They weren't like in the drop an anvil area. They were more of like, and I was looking at, like I was, Lee Harvey looking out the book depository window going, okay, well, that's a cool view of the president. I guess I'll go eat a sandwich and have a break. And, it's like you just take a break for a minute. And
there it is.
Well, I don't.
He's asking Stanhope, can I use your pool? We got a pond. Pond might be better for you, Andy.
I have done some morally unethical things to moles.
I love that it started out 2 times he said ethical, and then he finally corrected himself and said unethical.
It's so hard to tell these days. I can't tell the difference, man. What's ethical? What's unethical? What's legal? What's not legal? What's the rule of law? If it ain't applying to anybody, for everybody. Yeah, fuck it. But that's why it's just cool, man. I was like, I would not be like comfortable, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't shoot her with a crossbow, but I might be tempted to hit a tree near her to go, stop making the racket. I'm tripping.
Wait, so the neighbor that's doing the yard work, it's a female?
Yeah, it's Jess.
Oh, okay.
And she saw me hanging the ropes, and she goes, and I go, yeah.
Well put. That was well put. She's probably very impressed.
Yeah.
Plus, she had her kids
said that to me
out there.
She was probably going to try to talk you out of it until you said that, and then she's like, you know what?
You need to lift up. You need to
Go ahead.
do one of those
Probably
things.
a reason why her yard, that corner, has been neglected. Yeah. All right. I was prepared to call Mink on his bullshit because I think a lot of it is bullshit, but I don't know that this particular blotter is. This is probably his most on the money situation ever.
I'm gonna throw my vote in and say it's working.
Yeah,
I did a half dose, and I'm like, what? Yeah, that's so pre-quarantine. Micro doses, come on, man.
It does seem like that, actually, that you say that. There isn't a lot of talk about microdosing anymore. Nobody's doing it. Everyone's like, fuck it, full doses till we come out of this.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm not a conservative, but when it comes to drugs, I'm a conservative. I abuse them, and I lie about it, and I'm going to keep doing them until they're gone. And I wish I was more of a liberal, where I could just kind of hang back and put a little bit of dope aside for later. Not like socialism. I don't want to share with everybody, but like a fucking liberal. Yeah. Yeah, so is that my? Oh no, I was like, well,
I think that's Glenn Rogers.
but I was like, no, that's too cool of a knot. Like, I wish I could do those. If I could do knots like that, I wouldn't be here.
It would have held.
Oh shit!
Hey, Patreon.
Well, we're all glad you flunked out of the Boy Scouts before you got to knot tying.
Yeah. Fuck that. See, the hummingbirds, hummingbirds. I don't even have a feeder back here, but somehow they know to come back here.
Has it really only been 2 minutes since Erickson said we're 15 minutes into this podcast? Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a fucking great one.
Well, the road sign didn't say anything about duration, and I'm prepared to use the I'm showing symptoms card just for some
get some personal space.
Yeah, this might be the time. Well, to go, because, why are you weeping? Or, what's going on?
Oh, okay.
It's 80s night. And it's 80s night. My fault. Hey, everybody. It's the 80s. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry about what I did in the 80s. I'm sorry about them.
That they happened?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think I could have been this happy if Mink were here, though.
Oh,
no way, man. That's why I stopped that weed eater.
That's the other big part of doing LSD is your environment. Yeah, like you said, make sure you're fucking comfortable. I agree with that.
But I can re-up. But I got to go around him and this other dullard. I think a lot of John Mink's friends and John Mink himself seem like they've been kicked in the head by horses, or maybe they were an aggressively coached hockey team that didn't win a lot. I don't know. They all seem a little, like special, like the damaged toys or whatever, but not the kind you'd want to play with.
The Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, but like all the jelly gun or whatever. It's like, why don't you just clean that gun up and put water in it? I don't understand this jelly pistol because it's just a matter of what you put in it, right?
Jelly pistol.
The Island of Misfit Toys. That was one of the toys.
Jelly pistol?
It was a squirt gun that shot jelly. And it's like, it could shoot cum too. It could shoot, but it's like, it could shoot piss or shit or, it's like if you put, enough liquid in there, your shit could piss out of your gun. And that is a solid argument for owning a crossbow.
I like the idea that you were on the Island of Misfit Toys and probably got kicked off of that to your own little chunk of ice that you had to stay on.
I don't think I could resolve shit peacefully with a gun.
There he is.
Right there. Yeah. It's like, hey, my hand keeps throwing cum, but I want it to throw lotion. Well, here you go, man. Wash your hand and change direction of what you put in it,
Not only that, the whole thing is, the whole premise is faulty. How is it that Americans wouldn't love a gun that squirted jelly? I mean, look at us.
Oh man,
that seems like an easy sell.
Pet rocks.
Yeah. Dad's sitting there going, and the kid's like, well, all I got is peanut butter, and the old man's like, fuck you, dude.
And he runs.
And he fucking jellies up the whole fucking kitchen. And he jellies himself in the driveway in front of cops. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing way more acid, yo.
Jellied by cop.
Yeah. Just do a lot of acid and just fucking like I don't want to talk to nobody except you guys and a Zoom.
Speaking of doing acid, I got a phone call last night from my son, who calls me with his buddy in the middle of tripping, and he's like, Dad, I gotta tell you this. I got this all figured out. I gotta tell you this. And he launches into something I couldn't understand. And then at the end, he's like, all right, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. I'll call you first thing tomorrow. I'm gonna call you in the morning. All right, and I'm gonna tell you this whole thing. It's fucking perfect, Dad. You're gonna fucking love it. It's perfect. I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you in the morning. And then I hang up, and Mitchell and I are laughing about it. And then 2 minutes later, my phone rings again. It's my son, and he goes, Dad, you know what? I was just thinking about it, and I'm probably still going to be tripping in the morning, so I probably won't call you in the morning. And then I'm like, wait a minute, really? Like you had to he's like, I just wanted you to know that, so you weren't like waiting around for me to call. I'm like, yeah, like I'm going to set my alarm, get up early in the morning because my tripping son told me he was going to call me at sunrise. Yeah.
Give me a brilliant idea that he came up while tripping. Yeah.
I'm like, you're good. I'll talk to you
Been
tomorrow.
down this road, son.
Yeah. Call
Is
me.
Is it a jelly? Is it a jelly gun?
If it is, he's gonna be pissed off.
It's a jelly gun, isn't it?
We scooped it.
Yeah, it's a jelly gun. God damn it. You can only reinvent the jelly gun so many times before it's not.
Well, what you do is you do like the toys. You'd have the one, and then you do knockoffs. A derivative of it. So
I'd
you'd
put
have
a
the
bump.
jelly rifle.
Yeah.
Maybe a jelly slingshot.
Even looking at the jelly gun right there, I think they buried the lead on the important part. This is a gun that pulls its own trigger.
Yeah,
so I think
it talks.
It's
really more of a talking gun that weeps jelly.
They say guns don't kill, but this is one of those ones that can.
Does it look like the art department got really lazy and just used a caulking gun?
Yeah.
Well, how else are you gonna load jelly gun. For fuck's sake, man?
It's a caulking. So that is a problem. I'm gonna
excuse the crudity of the design. This is an R&D. That's how you suck the jelly up into the reservoir.
Yeah, Home Depot, man, this caulking gun is malfunctioning. I'm trying to seal my windows, and now I've got ants. You know? How? What in blue blazes am I gonna do it? Me and the dwarf, we don't aim no trouble for nobody, but we didn't bring this crossbow all the way to Home Depot to leave with a caulking gun that shoots jelly. You're thinking of some other customer, because that ain't me, bro. I'm an American, and I don't have to put up with this shit. Since I got that fucking, I like it, man. You know, people, they see a gun and they don't know what to make of it, but they see a crossbow and they're automatically on your side.
They're backing you.
Yeah, behind you anyway. Like, who are you shooting at, bro?
Did you carry the crossbow to Home Depot?
Not this time. No, I didn't have any problems. But why wouldn't you? You know, it's like, you know, here's the problem is I need a strap for it. I don't know if I talked to Mac about modifying it. Yeah, I might go to Guitar Center and see if I can get a strap from a troubadour who couldn't make the whole shirtless sad song thing happen for him and got rid of their strap guitar. You know, I'm unloading I'm getting rid of the guitar and the van because I'm busted. No, you know, I'm starting to get fat and nobody will fuck me. I might have to get a job at the Home Depot.
Oh fuck!
Andy, is your idea to sling it like Darrell on Walking Dead?
Yeah, fuck yeah! I don't want to carry it around.
Here's one that you could get.
Yeah, but
it's made of.
Guys, you know what?
It's made with paracord.
But by the time that faggot learns what he's doing, I'll put one in his noggin with some 40s kid toy.
My money's on this guy.
Yeah.
He's got a
To be honest, I don't want to take sides.
I'm starting to do.
He looks ready.
Again,
Andy doesn't need a scope, man. He lets God do the aiming.
No. I just say, no, you don't need it. No, yeah, I guess you kind of do because you say something like, you know, take this motherfucker, or it should be more clever than that. You know, you should come up with 3 or 4 working, I'm going to shoot this guy in the face things, you know, like you don't want to Van Damme it, you know, you want to have a Schwarzenegger or 2, you know.
Some good one.
You know, yeah, now I'm blasting you blast back, you know, you think, or whatever. But with McConnell, I just let it kind of go, you know. It's like, you know, how about a fucking, you know, there's a bolt of fucking freedom, bitch, or, you know, I don't want to be angry.
Don't cry over spilled jelly.
I want to be one of those assassins, like a really like a religious one, where I just like lean over him and say, no, it's okay. We'll appoint the rest of the judges. I'm not even angry, you know. You just have to.
And then you put your fingers over his eyelids and pull his eyelids down as you give him a little kiss on the cheek.
Turtle out, you know. You know, I don't listen. I don't. You know, you can get political on Twitter, and I don't want to. But I'm like, why would any?
You don't want to.
Well, look, why would anybody go play basketball? Like they're one and dones, Kentucky basketball. So they're just like high school kids. Like, and they're usually, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're usually black kids, the Kentucky basketball one and doners. Why would those go represent a state while Mitch McConnell's there? One and done in a state that's not represented by a fucking grand wizard with a gobbler neck, you know? It's like, oh, I won a state title for the biggest fucking Nazi cunt of all time. You know, celebrate what, motherfucker? You know, fuck that.
I'm with you. Fuck Kentucky.
Andy, I find
Clean
your
up your bullshit,
stuff hilarious only because you are considered a shady motherfucker in a group of people who would be considered shady motherfuckers. You're considered one of the shadier motherfuckers, and then you're mad at people who are just shadier motherfuckers than you. Like, I don't...
Who's the real shady,
why,
you know?
Why are you expecting them to have a better fucking...
a real Slim Shady will fucking fight another Slim Shady, you know? It's like, there you go. It's like that...
You're mad about their grift. Like, you don't like the grift? Is that it?
No, but I mean, a lot of this is all, you know, goes back to any kind of Dr. Seuss story. It's like, you know, who I don't like the most is the other distance going, the two fucking dudes who run into each other and they could they stand there. They stand there and like, you move, motherfucker, you move, you know, belly up, motherfucker, and the whole world goes on around them and they're still standing there. It's like, that's the guy I fucking hate, you know, get out of here, cocksucker.
So in this scenario, you and Mitch there are the alphas who are butting chests?
Listen, if I stop my car and get out and casually walk over to a rose bush and just snip a couple long buds and get in my car, I can do that because there's not someone else doing it. They're like, no, you're going to ruin the bush. Come on, man. You can't take their whole pizza. Analogy. I'm just taking a slice of pizza and you guys are, you know, it happened to me. I had a piece of property. I had a lovely hydrangea bush and a Mexican woman, like a grandmother. She's, could I do hydrangea? Like, oh, yeah, sure.
Was she Irish too?
I don't know. She was probably a
Scottish Mexican. Was that it?
That's why it's called acid, because it's all in a blender.
Orderly, here's my shillelagh.
Oh, Feliz Navidad.
My dwarf can speak any language, man. It's not fluent in anything, but it can say anything.
Oh,
that one worked for me.
Man. This is fucking brilliant.
You guys should rewind that one. You missed that one.
Did we?
Steve McConnell drained it. You know, he drains it. You know. See, I'm not even. You know, it's like, all right. So here's the deal, Kentucky. You're a bunch of fucking hillbilly, inbred fucking cunts, and if you want to overcome that, get this Nazi off of your lawn. You know, just one Nazi. Get one Nazi. Replace one Nazi. If I don't think we have any black listeners, especially after the first 10 minutes.
We might not have any listeners at this point.
Possible.
Hey, 20-year-old JUCO transfer that's getting ready to rob a liquor store. Don't do it, man. And don't play for Kentucky.
Go out a hero.
Yeah, go find this guy. No.
No, we're not saying that. Certainly.
There's no guy to look at. He's not referencing anyone.
We're not saying that, but we're not saying that.
Nazi. What? Look, it's the fourth quarter, and people are using a lot of sports analogies. Okay, we're in the 19th inning of this thing. That's overtime, and the Nazis, they got their best fucking. They got the heart of their order coming up, and we've gone through all our pitchers, and we got nobody to quarterback this last chucker.
It looks like we're gonna have to select somebody from out of the stands to pitch the 19th inning.
We could throw a traditional.
It's a young Andy Andrist.
We can
uniform.
We can throw traditional strikes and balls, but we're gonna, we gotta get our uniforms bloody and throw some bean balls and back that up with some fucking bats to the noodle. You know, God damn it. This is the biggest pussy fucking revolution ever. It's like, I'm gonna fucking bad review your fucking revolution. Well, I got a drone above you and I'm taking pictures of you being a Karen. Come on.
You're giving the resistance a 1-star Yelp review.
Yeah, it was the Boston Tea Party, but they didn't sit around and have a bunch of tea together. You fucking assholes. God damn it,
That's why they had the Tea Party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the point, though. They actually, right.
Well, if they had ecstasy, I guess that's, it would be like, if all those people, they're like, hey, man, you just, we don't give a fuck. Fuck the corporation. We get paid to haul that shit. You guys do what you want with it, but we got ecstasy. I'll bet everybody would have done business anyway.
Wait, are you saying
even the Indians would have come in and like, fucking, yeah, let's fucking rave and, let's get Big Jim and Geronimo.
That would be
I think that would be a good Warpath.
That would be a good show to instead of Quantum Leap, you go back in time and give the person in history ecstasy and see how that changes what they did. Like the Boston Tea Party, they would have never thrown any of that tea into fucking
you think
Harbor.
Kennedy
They would have just
you think Kennedy would have leaned into that bullet if he knew there was going to be some E at the after party? Shit.
Right.
He's like, I got to get away from this fucking Jackie. There's other ways out, man.
He was probably rubbing John Connolly's thigh in the backseat of the car.
The whole thing, they didn't want to tell us what other fluids they found in the backseat of that car. And a lot of it wasn't even Jackie O's, yo.
Oh shit.
It's okay, I have edibles in case it gets squirrely.
In case.
Is that what you do, Andy? You stack it with some other things? You like?
Yeah, you got to.
Subscribe while you're on.
You guys have seen me trip
Yeah.
around people, so I'm kind of on my own here with a crossbow and a hanging rope and a couple of, I got some battle tested pets, but I've been verbally abusive over the years. They, if they turn on me, it won't be pretty. That's why the fucking gnome is holding the crossbow.
He's your security?
Kind of. Well, I mean, it's like,
Him and G.I. Joe back there.
Yeah.
And also, I don't...
Got your back. You're 6.
And then, you're only so protected. I can't be protected. I got a mask. I got a crossbow. And then I don't even have any standing water near here anymore. But there's mosquitoes that are biting me right now as we speak.
Well, you think there are.
No, no. I would. Yeah,
it might have been the same thing with that hummingbird.
Man, these hummingbird bites! I'm telling you, this is attacking me.
How do you put them outfits on them hummingbirds? That's what I mean to ask those people. It's like, I get a lot of this shit. I get a lot of it.
And when you say, that's what I wanted to ask these people, there are no people. There's just the people that you're seeing right now.
My friend.
That are around you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know who's here. Okay, I'm taking more of an inventory here.
I want to see a hummingbird with a dinner jacket on. That's would be very cool.
No, they dress like Stanhope. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? What the fuck are these little fucking birds up to? And what are they putting them feeders?
Wearing these little psychedelic suits.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. You got to bring your own.
You're right.
Here's
about
the thing,
that.
and I don't control nothing. I mean, but I have noticed the squirrel. Not today, but I have noticed squirrels just hanging out, which I didn't know. I know they probably have their places where they hang out,
Mm-hmm.
Duh, I'm not stupid.
Wait
I've been noticing them like just hanging out. Like, fucking, it's like, what's up, dude? It's like a dude just sitting there hanging out,
Wait, the way that you're going to prove you're not stupid is by making this statement, hey, I know squirrels hang out.
They go somewhere.
I'm not an idiot.
But like leaning on a fence with an elbow resting, and then it's like 10 minutes later, it's still doing it. It's like,
Just
you know, do
hanging
you do
out.
you know, like some like
Talking shit.
meditation or some shit? You know, it's like I always thought they just had way more going on. You know,
Yeah.
I guess maybe
Like
since they've gotten to know me, you know,
Like they have hobbies.
They're not afraid to be.
Yeah,
They're
well,
not
like-
afraid to be themselves because they're
Well,
around.
no, I guess maybe they're like, you know, every time we run out of see, this happened yesterday. Is that I was feeding one of them, hanging out, just like there's one, and I'm backing that, like one squirrel, and then I hear it's like they're unease. It's like there's a sense of unease, yeah, and then I hear some rustling, like motherfuckers, you know. I don't mind that there's two of you. I got it. You know, I saw it the other day. There's two of you. So just come up together and like let's sit down and have a meal. I know you hang out, you know. Now that I know you hang
Were
out,
they trying
let's
to pull a Freaky Friday type
Yeah.
scam on
No,
there?
they were trying to get into an R-rated movie by being on top of the other's shoulders and wearing a long coat.
I
And
can
he's
use
like,
those
I
little
know
plates.
there's two of you.
I can use those little plates like an appetizer plate and just like, you know, fucking do, you know. Don't take a fucking Brazilian nut and choke it down and run off because your other buddy's coming up. I got it. There's two of you, you know.
So this
got a
is
cross-
this is a some
I got
kind
a
of a
crossbow. I don't, you know, this isn't respect I've earned. You know, don't act like I'm, you know, just because I have a weapon. Like I'm still the same, you know, nature jacking, squirrel loving, you know, pot smoking hippie. You know,
Yeah,
Think?
sure.
Hippie-ish.
Now you're just pot smoking hippie, armed to the
Yeah.
teeth.
See, my friend, I started to tell you this, and I don't know that it made any difference because, you know, you're not playing against sports or nothing. But my friend Mac, when I was over here, I got a political sign in my tree over there, and I was blasting some bolts up in there, and he goes, "That'll ruin the arrows," and I was like, "I think they're bolts," but
you corrected him?
it's well, it is, you know, it's like. You know, it's like lending Eddie Lee Van Halen your guitar, a little Eddie Van Halen, and all of a sudden he
Eddie
starts
Lee
playing.
Van
It's like, yeah, can I get that guitar back? Or hey, man, you're scratching the paint on that, or whatever. It's like,
So
you
the
know,
guy who gave you the crossbow is the one you corrected?
well, like I'll buy. I'm shooting arrows into a tree that I was going to hang myself in. You know, don't tell me what you know I owe you for darts. It doesn't matter, you know. I'll get darts. We'll get darts, man. You know. Oh, but here's the thing with the with the turkeys that were down below me, not down below in Anvil dropping, but they were down in the thing, and I was like, you know, and I saw them for what they are now. It's a herd. You know, before I saw them as individuals with rights, but now that I got a crossbow, I saw them, and I saw the one that was limping, and I was like, "There's my target."
Wait, you saw a turkey that was limping?
Yeah, there was
You're
four
gonna
of
pick
them.
off you don't have to pick off the weakest one, the weakest,
Oh,
slowest.
I've never been in the military. But
Well,
that's,
also,
I
I
know
think
my
it's a
skill set.
flock, but it's the
That's
same thing
why-
as a herd, basically. But
Actually,
they
a
are
group of
birds.
turkeys-
It's a
Flock
flock
of
of turkeys.
turkeys.
It's
listen,
called a rafter of turkeys.
A
Is it?
raptor.
Yeah, I just looked it
Nah,
up.
I'm going
Oh,
with
really?
flock.
oh, a raft, or
I'm
whatever
going
it is.
flock.
Yeah, flock
I
of
mean, we
turkeys.
know what you're referring to when you say a flock of turkeys.
Oh,
Or a herd.
and
Or a
and
herd.
yeah, and then like the flock of seagulls. If I put arrows down there, they'll run.
What are you gonna strafe
just
the
funny to
beach
me.
with?
Well, the
'Cause they
flock of
ran?
seagulls. They ran
Yeah.
so far away.
Yeah.
Don't try to work
That's-
with drugs.
one
Let
of
the
those-
drugs work
that's
with
one of
you.
those. That's one of the exactly. That's
Don't
one of
come
those
back.
jokes that seems funny in your head when you're tripping, but by the time it comes out of your mouth, it doesn't resemble anything.
Dad, I got a great idea. I'll call you in 6 hours.
Exactly.
Get ready
I'll call
to
you at
write down some
sunrise and
shit.
explain it
Get-
all.
Get 15
We're
reams of
gonna be
paper.
rich, Dad. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
got-
rich.
I got to parent my daughter somewhat recently, and she was there was a wedding for somebody. She came back, and we went to it, and my daughter was, I think she was in it. She was one of the bridesmaids. But anyway, left the party early. I don't want to be there, you know, and the fucking music and shit, you know. This is pre-coronavirus. I just didn't want to, you know. I want to go to sleep, you know. the best parties are the ones you fucking sleep through, and then you wake up and party with all the drugs everybody passed out and left behind. I don't need a bunch of assholes to have a good time. But anyway,
Partying for Dummies by Andy Andrews.
I get woken up at the motel room, and it's my daughter, and she's naked and in a state like, you know, all in a panic and everything. And this is my kids, you know, since what happened with Kiko, she's had a pretty good go of it. You know, she hadn't had any more whale dicks waved in her face or tormenting her, you know.
Right.
It
seems like one giant whale dick slapping a piece of glass right next to your tiny face is enough for life. Shouldn't have to have the second.
If we could have got the picture, then I could have gotten a picture of her as an old person with a whale dick, and so that's life. You know, life is what happens between big giant cocks can slap in your face with a bunch of white trash crowding around, going, "God damn, that's a big dick. I wish I had one like that." You know, however they said. You know, I stopped listening in the line. You know, went into oh shit. He's still.
That was very profound.
God damn, that guy, when that guy said Dad's lived here for 40 years, I thought he was dead. He's still there. Fuck you.
Oh no, there it is again.
Oh, no. I got a crossbow now, brother. I don't got no chickens, but I got a crossbow, and we can live in peace, or we can choose not to. But yeah, shut your goddamn door.
Whale dick is going into your ear, Shaylee.
I know. I'm trying to be a little less graphic, but
he looks like a more realistic age David Tribble. You know, fuck you, dude.
This is why I was worried about Andy having a crossbow. He gets irrationally angry at people, and it's not good for him to be weaponized.
Right now, I have a.
It's good that he doesn't have the one with the scope on it.
Oh, that's the thing, though. It's like, you know, I can shoot into that tree right now, and like my friends, like, you know, well, that'll ruin the arrow. It's like, well, you know, I don't see Darrell, or is that his name in the fucking zombie apocalypse? Going, shit, I'm gonna have to put a new tip on this thing. Goddamn zombie heads. You know, it's like we're training for a revolution, and you're worried about your darts. Goddamn. You know, that rope was for hanging myself, and now I'm pulling myself to the top of that thing and doing pull-ups because it ain't a time for no fucking. Goddamn it! You know, I don't want to train.
I just realized that with your Mitch McConnell targets and your crossbow, you really are. You're training for the fucking revolution.
Don't say that. Wounded turkeys, though. That's wounded turkeys. What I'm getting at.
Fucking training.
Yeah. You know, I ain't training for no. You know, I wouldn't even go after Abe Lincoln back in the day because he was spry. You know, I'd have to think if he didn't have a hell element of surprise and he knew that play inside and out. And Lincoln was a dullard, you know. Lincoln wasn't all that bright, and he liked that Southern bullshit.
What?
So, the play, you know. So
Abe Lincoln wasn't that bright.
Yeah, he was just trying to get away from his wife, man. He just wanted a night out by himself.
You know how hard it was for them to get dates. They were like, you know, he wasn't going to go to that thing if it was just him and that bitch. And he was like, they called up everybody, and the Grants were like, we're on the wagon heading out of town. And the Grant, he was always fucking snockered. So, you know, that's bullshit. He's like, I can't even take this call, man. My chariot's out of here, bro.
We're doing a way better version of Drunk History right now.
Yeah,
yeah. You need to feel the bugs on your neck to really get what history smelled like. But see, that's why. See, like, you know, that's what John Wilkes Booth did. Is he took what he knew, and he knew that play, and he knew that area, and he knew that where he could get a drink, you know, while the play was going on. Is like, I'll slip over to the sidebar, get a couple of drinks, and then go up. And he knew when that play, and Abe went to that play like 7 times. So, and he was a hem-har, you know, fake laugher.
I think what you're saying is that the person we're talking about in general, that you're training, that you're using in your training, is perfectly safe from you so long as he doesn't wander into your backyard. Then he's just like Abe Lincoln did with John Wilkes Booth. You're in his fucking home court.
Right. Yeah,
and now he's allowed to stand his ground.
Out getting political, and it's a shame they're mostly political figures. I'll lump someone else in there, but yeah. See, so fucking Lincoln, it wasn't enough that he fucking hated his wife. So he would like look at the crowd and shit. He's always leaning over and looking at the crowd and shit. And there was a stupid line in that goddamn. It was basically the Cracker Barrel of plays. And
is this what you're basing all your Abraham Lincoln knowledge on? Is a dumb play you saw?
Yeah, I read no bullshit.
He's talking about the play that they were doing at that. I'm as much of
an expert on Lincoln as fucking Malibu Brendan is on fucking George overrated first in line Lincoln. That guy had slave teeth, bro. He won't even get past that. You know, it's like George Washington may have spoke a lot of truth, but he had slave teeth in his grill. Whatever he said, you know, whatever somebody's telling you, and they remove your fucking.
Wait. You're saying that's bougie. Not? Yeah, I thought you were saying it sounds baller to me.
Yeah.
You know,
that's like the equivalent of having a gold grill or something back
absolutely.
then.
But what do you want? What do you got? What do you want? I got evil teeth. What do you want from your leaders, man? I probably shouldn't have prepped for this by eating LSD and listening to the fucking undiscovered. I haven't heard it before, but the Jonestown sermon. Holy fucking shit.
You listen to Jim Jones.
Yeah.
No, Jim Jones.
Wow. I'm only 20 minutes in, man. Yeah, it is everything. Holy shit. Not his words. There was a lady there going, "No, man, I think you're wrong, Jim. I think, life is beautiful." She's speaking all the truth. And then the choir's like, "Oh, get out of here, bitch." Like, so it's something. It's like exactly what we're going through right now. Wow. Exactly. It fucking, and then I see that fucking freeway light up. It says, it's like, what am I holding acid back for?
I like to think Jim Jones is in the middle of his speech, talking about how we should all fucking kill ourselves. It's all done. It's all history. And then all of a sudden he just hears and an arrow goes right past him and sticks into the fucking wall behind him. And then off in the distance, you hear Andy's voice go, "Damn it."
Hey, I'm no Joe Rogan. I'm no Joe Rogan, but I'll tell you what, I could hit a fucking shitting deer on a fucking golf course, or I could hit a fucking wounded goose. I could use the same logic as those fucking broken rubber shitbag kids. Or I'll pull out fucking loser bags that shoot like a fucking dead elephant. I could shoot a fucking dying elephant on a goddamn golf course with a fucking dart gun made in the. Anyway, we should edit some of this out. But I'm just saying. John Wilkes Booth, he hung back there. He's probably having a couple of shots of rum going, yeah, this is going to be fucking good. And if he hadn't broke his ankle, if he'd taped his ankles, just that.
I don't think he hadn't left off the balcony.
Here's the thing.
He shouldn't have done that. That was all drama.
Here's the thing.
Trying to hog the limelight.
That's why a lot of people can't go from theater to action movies. John Wilkes Booth, that's it, He fucking should have taped his ankles, and he should have thought, I'll jump down on that flag banner. He had the speech or whatever, but I'll bet it sucks to be like, I'm going to deliver this punchline and then have it stepped on, or, all angled, or you just broke your fucking leg. Don't forget to dip your waitstaff. I got to catch a horse. It was funnier in my head. Oh, shit. But he timed his LSD, and he knew Lincoln would be leaning away from his cunt wife too. His that cunt, Abe wanted to suck dick and hang out and party, and he didn't want to. He wanted to go to the theater with a dude, not her, and she wouldn't. That's a warmer glow than that cunt ever had pasted on her face. Let's get realistic.
She was a problem.
And that couple, he kills her many years in the future. So look at it now. He murders her later, and he gets shot in the head, and he's probably happy about it. It's like, fucking finally, he's not my favorite actor, but I'll take it. He knew it was over, Fucking, you don't free a bunch of black people in this country and think you're gonna get away with it. I never know where this is
I don't
going
even
until
know
we
what
get
that
there,
means.
right? I don't know. I see.
Yeah.
Am I Nostradamus?
Oh, Andy.
But that's what I'm saying is that, I can shoot a wounded duck, you know. Come on, somebody, it's like if somebody would just break a window, maybe. Huh? If I'm the guy leading the revolution, come on, man. Not me, somebody else. But goddamn it, I got a crossbow and I could get some of them torches. I saw them at a place that were marked down for the holiday.
Those white supremacist torches.
I'm sure in a fit of rage, I could go down. I could even probably, hey, we're at the end times, man. I could interrupt my wife's meeting and go, hey, where's them coupons for True Value? They got them torches. I got a bus ticket and a crossbow and a quiver full of bolts that are going to change the direction this thing is going. I'm not here for comedy.
Clearly.
Another good potential title for your new special.
Behind bars. Never see the light of day again. Yeah. You know whose comedy special never got released? John Wilkes Booth. Lee Harvey. He had a spoken word album in the works. A lot of Cuban poetry. Nobody really liked it.
Like a Cuban beatnik.
Yeah, he's a Cuban beatnik. It's
Played bongos.
Yeah, way too communist for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're like, hey man, I'm a beatnik socialist drummer, man. I don't know if I can do these communist beats. It's not the same thing, man. Is it right?
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah. I think like I think socialism's like communism with benefits.
Right.
Hey, we get to share shit, and the government ain't fucking telling us how much or taking this portion for themselves, right? I don't know.
In theory,
I'm not here to start trouble.
I think they take the largest portion and then share it out. Is how that works, no matter what.
Yeah, I like to hold my own coke. Thank you.
LSD makes you idealistic.
Is that democracy? Is that democracy?
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, you listen to that Jim Jones.
I would say that
I am never gonna listen to a fucking person, anybody in a restaurant. Like, if I see somebody making a religious thing in public, nope, it's not okay with me. You listen to that lady speak reason to those people and get shouted down, and they're like, and you're not ready to die. So I don't think I am. But, she's very sensible, and I don't know how it goes. But for 20 minutes, that woman, she jumps in there, and to his credit, Jim Jones was a hell of a lot better comic than Trump. Or performer.
He could work a room a lot better.
Yeah, he's fucking articulate, and he's like, but he let her have the mic, and it's like, whoa, no, you don't do that, Reverend. If you're gonna get everybody to drink Kool-Aid. But there is discussion, and you hear voices and of the things, and they shout this woman. I'm at 20 minutes in, and it changed my fucking direction. I was like, I'm gonna eat that acid. I'm gonna, I missed the target several times. I pull it out like too quick, and it's off now. It's not okay. Not okay when you got a fucking turkey to not put a bullet in it. And that's why I wouldn't play for Kentucky.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm taking my talent.
I understand.
Where's
Why not?
their fucking biggest rival? And fuck Kansas too, because that Pompeo's a bag of shit. Pompeo, whatever.
Yeah,
that guy. I like him abusing power for his own personal.
How about the college football players playing in Alabama?
Yeah,
What the fuck are you? What are you doing?
At any time, right? Like at any time in history, like the governor's like suppressing what he's thinking while he's serving you. That fucking numbskull in charge of whatever bullshit he's in charge of, feeding hamburgers to champions and like fucking over fucking Happy Meals to champions and shit. It's like
that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
I have to agree.
I think when
brilliant.
we're living underground and there's we just got enough little electric charge off of our fucking thing that we outdoor fucking I can't think of that, but that fucking solar panel, we got just enough little charge and we're eating a rat's ass or like fucking scooping the fucking shit out. I should cook this, but I can't risk having a fire. They'll see me, and the others will fucking take my rat ass. I mean, just using a little light to watch this fucking hilarious Trump skit back when he's fucking trolling us all with this shit and like hamburgers to champions. You play for Alabama, you won the championship, and this racist piece of shit, it's like, and the brothers eating it like they don't know there's spit in it. How many spits were in that burger before it went to the champion? It's like the cook, the fucking.
You think Trump and the cabinet passed them all
every
around?
Fucking person who touched that burger,
Unwrapped them.
Person who made it, it's like, this is going to a black guy in Alabama. He was like and they play for that state. I don't know, man. I'd be reluctant to buy groceries in that state if I was that discriminated against. Let's just say if I was
out of that state.
I was a regular at a bathhouse and I went from San Francisco being worshipped and fucking adored, I would not want to try to open a bathhouse and say the back alleys of Alabama. Oh yeah, I'm going to service a need out here. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of fucking religious queers in there that are going to enjoy it, but they'll also beat you to death to save face.
I found that people are generally pretty fucking selfish and they're fucking making money. They don't give a fuck about morals or ethics or any of that bullshit. Who cares?
That's right. Yeah, that is their ethics and morals. It's
That's
how
right.
much money they're making.
And I'm not any better. I do the same thing. Whatever. I did go eat hamburgers. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you're better. No, you're better.
I hope he marked his menu white only so he can.
I'd like some of the unspit-in ones, please.
Oh, there's white players in Alabama? Okay. I guess hold back on these.
Wait, spit on the
I can have as many McGriddles as I want.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cooks in line that already have spit in their mouth, and they gotta like hold it.
Yeah, you can go to school for a whole year. Yep, you're welcome to come back in the community anytime after. Sure enough. Come on in, play basketball. 1 year, get us a state championship so we can ride around in our trucks with we're number one, race around, kill them black people running from cops. Or, hey,
Yeah, dude, did you ever see that South Park episode with the fucking crack babies where they were making fun? They had that exact same character. Was Cartman was going to the fucking college. How do I get some of them there slaves?
How do I get this? Yeah. I love it. My daughter went to CU. Like it was funny on so many levels. Like CU would not be the place you would go for athletes. You go, I need athletes. No, we don't have any athletes. Wait, no, we have athletic snowboarders that are high as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, athletes like that. Yeah,
not a team.
Yeah, but that was. Oh, how you get away with not paying no athletes?
Yeah, I'm sorry, athletes.
Oh, that's great. That's great, athletes.
God damn it! All right, I need to make a bloody. I say we wrap this up, and
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that lawn thing going. Tell her to fucking fire it up, man.
Okay, thanks for interrupting. Telling me that.
I gotta run upstairs. I gotta run up to the fun house to
bring some leaf blowers.
We're gonna go onto the Patreon next. So.
Yeah. That's exactly it. So sign up for the Patreon. It's nothing. It's $5 a month, $60 a year, and we do this twice a week. It's fucking stupid. We're doing way too much. We're doing way too much.
I'm gonna hoist
this up.
I'm gonna hoist my quiver.
If you just watched an hour of Andy right now on this, and you're not willing to pay $5 to watch another hour immediately after this, you're ridiculous. That's going to be entertaining.
Let's see their money. Let's see their money first. This might be a Jew trick.
Perfect. Listen, we hadn't up until that point. We had not even been anti-Semitic, so that's a perfect place to end. We got it all in. We'll
actually
see
a
you
great
next
place
time.
to end.
If you're just with us on YouTube, we love you, and we'll see you again in a couple of days. If you want to hang out with After Hour Andy, then that's on Patreon. So we're gonna make a drink and come back, and we'll see you there.
And sidekick Dwarf, or whatever, little guy.
He'll be there.
He's gonna be doing most of the talking.